Hey there. If you're watching this video, you're now in step four. I'm Matthew Weiner, one of the managers here, and I just want to take you through some brief, like a high level overview of our products and just go through some product training. One of the most common things that an agent says to us when they're getting started in our business is, "I don't know anything about the products." And well, I got to be very candid with you that that is very much on purpose because it's not what you know about the products that actually sells it. As counterintuitive as that may sound, I know for those of you that maybe you have a previous sales background where you were selling one type of product or maybe several, maybe you required knowing a lot about the products in order to be able to sell it. Quite simply, all of our products do the same thing. If you have a life insurance license, you know what a life insurance policy does. It pays out a death benefit to somebody else in the event of somebody passing away. So basically, our products pay somebody else when somebody dies. That's a universal application to every single product we have. What be it with America, Mutual of Omaha, GPM, you're selling a life insurance policy. And the point is, at the end of the day, is that a lump sum of money is going to go from this insurance carrier to a beneficiary should that insured die. That's what these products do. They all do the same thing. Now, our products, in some cases, offer living benefits, which I'll circle into here in just a moment. But just know that your success is not predicated on knowing anything about these products because your manager is going to help you choose which company and which product to place a client into when you're running an appointment. So when you get into a later step here, you'll see the needs analysis, or maybe you've already seen the needs analysis, and you're going to send that needs analysis to your manager when you're running the appointment so that they can help you choose the best product to go with for the client. But for those of you that like to know a little bit about the products, I'm going to go through some of that here just so you have some basic understanding of what it is that we're selling here, as I believe it will help you. At the end of the day, what I want you to know is when you get on the phone with that client, or if you're sitting at their kitchen table, or however it is that you're actually running that appointment with that client. In most cases, it's going to be virtual in our world. That you've got to get the question answered about what does life look like after death for you to whoever it is that you love. Okay, so work with your manager on that. I'm going to do a couple things with our products here. So our products, you could categorize them into two different boxes. Okay, I want you to think about two different boxes or sandboxes that we play in when it comes to our product lineup. So there are our term UL and IUL products, okay, which you will see here. These are going to be some of the most common products we sell. Americo at this point does also offer an IUL as well. And so one common question we get is like, oh man, I need to learn more about IULs. I don't really know how those work. Trust me, it's not complicated because we're in this setting. Understand this is something I wanted to add to this. We're only selling these products under the umbrella of mortgage protection. So these families, they want a death benefit in place for the sake of making sure that if something happens to one person, someone else is going to be able to keep that home, make sure they don't have to sell it and don't lose the equity in their home. That doesn't require us paying off the entire mortgage, although we can do that. We could look at a smaller policy that covers payments for us a period of time. The point being is that we got to find them a product that they qualify for. That's the first thing. First, they got to qualify for it. Second, we got to quote them a face amount from our products that client can afford. And the sweet spot tends to be between $80 to $100 a month. $80 to $100 a month is a sweet spot of what a client likes to pay here. Now, some groups are able to accomplish a higher premium amount than that, like Brady's team. Kudos to Brady Driscoll's team and be able to get a higher premium. But generally, 80 to $100 a month is what a typical client is willing to pay. So let's talk about these two boxes real quick. So here is all of your standard term UL and IUL products. So the way that we like to offer UL or IUL products, which we do sell a lot of index universal life products, we really just offer those products as a form of permanent life insurance, permanent coverage. So meaning we're not talking about using this as an investment vehicle or anything like that. It's nothing that complex. We're just quoting a policy that'll last that person the rest of their life, or give them the ability to get their cash back. So a lot of folks are familiar with return of premium options. So Americo, the CBO 100 and CBO 50, that's called cashback option. So Americo actually does offer a return of premium or cashback option. That's what their CBO is. The way we like to offer IUL products, Index Universal Life, which we offer through Mutual of Omaha, Americo, and Ethos, are the companies we like to focus with. because they're simplified issue products, meaning they don't have to take a medical exam. They just answer some health questions. The insurance company does a background check of their prescription history, what's called their MIB record, and then also the application in itself, answer health questions on the application, and based on those reports, they'll make a decision. In a lot of cases, if we're writing it with either Ethos, Mutual of Omaha, or Americo as an example, you get an instant decision. So you're going to get a decision right there in the application in real time with the client, like as you're running the appointment, and you're going to know whether or not that client is going to be approved or accepted, or approved or declined. And if in the event that your client gets declined, no worries, we're just going to pivot to a different product. That's no big deal. So back to talking about IULs. IULs we typically offer is like, hey, this can be a permanent coverage or give you a return of premium. Generally speaking, it's around like the 15 to 20 year mark that when if a client's held onto the policy for 15 to 20 years, the premiums they've paid into the policy are equivalent to what they have in cash value, and therein they can get a return of premium. What's really cool is that our IUL products, they come in typically at a much cheaper price than what you would see with a return of premium, such as what you would see here with Americo and Mutual of Omaha also offer a return of premium. So they can get lower premiums, okay? And they can also still have the ability to get their cash back, or they can hold on to their coverage for the rest of their life. So that client has flexibility. So for that reason, that's how we offer IUL products here. I stress that in this video early on because people often get confused about what an IUL is and how it works. It's really just, it's a permanent life insurance product that builds cash exactly like a whole life policy does. It's not a whole life plan. Categorically speaking, we can't call it whole life, but it's still just permanent life insurance like a whole life plan is. It builds a really good cash value. And in about 15 to 20 years is what's called a break-even point where they can get money back. So that's a really popular option with us as IUL products for that reason. Other options we offer in our term and UL is obviously our term products. So, Forrester, Strong Foundation, Mutual of Omaha, all these companies have term products, which means that the policy lasts for 10, 20, or 30 years, respectively, depending on what the client can qualify for. And all these products offer these full suite of living benefits that you see here. And we make this really easy. So if you understand how living benefits work, you can read right off of this grid, and it tells you exactly how living benefits work. Basically, if you have a policy with GPM, you can accelerate up to 100% of your death benefit if you get diagnosed with any of these illnesses here. Okay, if you get diagnosed with any of these illnesses. Now, what you don't want to say is you're going to get 100% of your death benefit paid to you in the event of you getting diagnosed with cancer. That's not how it works. They're going to make an offer to that person based on how sick they are. But what you can tell your client, just to put it in just really simple, easy to understand terms, is that if you were sick, if you have cancer and you got to take time off work and get chemo treatments and you're really sick and that's impacted you financially, we're going to be able to file a claim, and the insurance company is going to make an offer to you as to how much money they're willing to give you if you're forfeiting so much percentage of your death benefit up to 100%. That's a great way to actually mention that. So this is one box we play in. Now, so box one here, your term and UL products, this is for healthy people. So folks that don't have serious health conditions like diabetic, neuropathy, and had a heart attack, right? If for those people, we have a different set of products I'll get in here in just a moment. So people that are generally healthy, like maybe they just have a few different blood pressure medications, maybe they're only a diabetic, but it's well controlled, things like that. Minor health issues to moderate health issues, then we can get people covered under these products here. Now, your folks that are much older, okay, let's say 75 plus, okay, 75 plus, or it could be younger than that. It just depends on the circumstances. Maybe they're really tight on their budget each month, or they have some serious health issues, like they did have a heart attack a couple of years ago, or they had cancer within the last couple, 3, 4, 5 years or something like that. Some serious health issues. That's going to go into our whole life, or really the right name for this would be final expense products. So final expense products. So final expense products we do offer in the setting of mortgage protection. How do we offer that? Well, we're typically offering a smaller face amount policy, somewhere between $5,000 to $50,000 of coverage is the max that a final expense product will offer. And we're typically offering that under the setting of critical period coverage, which is where we're quoting, let's say the mortgage is $1,000 a month. and we're quoting a $12,000 policy, we would present that to the client as covering 12 months of mortgage payments. So when you get into step 7, and you're going to see a full presentation of how somebody presents numbers as an example, you'll see more examples of that. But generally speaking, that's how that works. So these are for people, like I said, they have serious health issues, or maybe they're older and they're on a really tight budget. Because some of the downfalls of these term and UL products here, if we flip over to, I'm showing you here our product tables, all of which is in step 4. Okay, one of the issues with or potential issues you can run into. Let's say we're looking at GPM. If you're talking to somebody that's 65 years old, by the way, your manager is going to help you with. I really want to emphasize your manager is going to be helping you with this when you're running your appointments. You do not need to know what to present based on what to present ahead of time. Your manager is going to help you find that product, but I'm just giving you an overview. So these clients that are, let's say, a 65-year-old person, that maybe they can't afford $50,000 in coverage. Well, with GPM as an example, the minimum face amount is 50,000. That would be another example where we would use these products here. Okay, which is going to be your final expense plans, max coverage of $50,000 in amount. And you'll notice they don't have nearly as many living benefits. It's because it's for higher risk clients. So that's an overview of our products here. Just remember, there's 2 boxes we play in. We have our term, UL, and IUL products for really healthy people. And then for people that are older and or sicker, we have our final expense plans here. And you'll see on the product tables, product tables tell you the minimum and maximum face amount that we can offer to anybody at any age group. And that's true for both final expense and our term and UL products. There are more products that are available than what you see here. This is something you definitely want to work with your manager on. So I'm going to stop it there and just want to say, keep things really, really simple. Don't overthink this at all. Right now, we're giving you the tools and we're putting the tools in your tool bag, right? We're teaching you how to organize the tools in your tool bag. We haven't got to the job site yet where you're going to see how these things apply. But when the time comes to get to work, I'm going to encourage you to really get out there and get to work, because that's where you're going to understand how these things apply. You're just not going to really get a full grasp of how these things apply in advance. Know how to quote the products, know a little bit about them like I've given to you here, and then go out there and get the experience you're going to need to really be able to put this stuff to work and go protect some families. That's where the magic really happens. Okay, take care, everybody. Best of luck to you.